The Arizona Cardinals have done the unthinkable. You've seen 0-16 before, but have you ever seen a team go 0-17? In year one of this franchise, the Arizona Cardinals failed to win one game, just one, and they end the season with a 0-17 record. It came down to the lack of depth and top talent that this team has. We had very inconsistent play on both sides of the ball. Kyler Murray, he was out the entire season. So Josh Dobbs and Clayton Tune started at quarterback, and due to a poor interior offensive line that really made our offense subject to calling short passes, just trying to get it out quick. Whenever we wanted to push the ball down the field, we would have to go max protect, and still, even doing that, pressure got home. James Conner started off the year hot. He cooled down a bit down the stretch. He ended the year with 172 carries and 753 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Down the second half of the season, he started to get a bit tired, so Keontae Ingram got some more carries. Marquise Brown was re-signed for the next few seasons. But after him, I don't really see a real number 2 or 3 target on this offense. Marquise Brown, really consistent player for us this past year. He had 50 receptions for 867 yards, and he had 5 touchdowns. Rondale Moore can play the slot, but I think he's more of a quick gadget sort of player than a true wide receiver to me. So bringing in 2 receivers to help out, I'll aim to do that. Zach Ertz at tight end, he's getting a bit older, so I think bringing a more athletic, younger tight end would help as well on the offensive side. Paris Johnson, our rookie right tackle, he played pretty well his rookie year. Other than him, this offensive line, it needs a lot of help. Any help we can get. On the defense, Budda Baker was a staple, but after him, you saw a very young secondary, a weak defensive line with no real game changers or depth. And we had linebackers that probably wouldn't start on many other teams. Chris Barnes is someone that we're moving on from, and Kaiser White was our leading tackler with 95 solo tackles, but that is a position to upgrade. At cornerback, Marco Wilson, I would say, was our number 1 guy. He played pretty well, but we couldn't really run a zone defense the way that I would like, and we couldn't do man because we don't have good man-to-man press corners. Antonio Hamilton on the other side got beat a lot, and young players like Garrett Williams and Keitrell Clark were just getting their hands wet, getting experience playing this past year. It's really interesting to see how our games changed throughout the first season. I feel like the first half of the season, even though we weren't winning any games, in a few of them we had a nice lead, and then we blew it in the end. In the second half of the season, we weren't really playing well anymore. We were straight up being blown out every game. There are a lot of areas to improve on this team, but I think to start, what we need to focus on is offensive line, getting some top weapons for whoever is at quarterback, and we working our defensive line. It all starts up front, so building a new D-line and hopefully bringing a couple veterans on defense to help out with the young secondary and at linebacker is the route to go to start. And to answer the question now, before the offseason really begins, Kyler Murray will be coming back next year. We never even had the chance to see him play, so deciding to give up on him doesn't really make much sense. Some players I'm thinking of moving on from soon are James Conner, Rondale Moore, and Zach Ertz. Maybe during the season, maybe in the offseason, but looking to trade them, get some assets back, because I don't see them in our future, long-term future plans. In the next episode, I'll show the free agency period, our draft picks, a little season preview, see what our day 1 roster looks like in the schedule. After the season ended, we all knew this was coming. Jonathan Gannon, yes, he was probably set up to fail from the start with this team, but he's not going to be coming back. Jonathan Gannon got the boot after going 0-17 his first year as a head coach. We had players playing uninspired football. We went out looking for a new head coach to start the offseason, and Kevin Stefanski ended up being fired from the Cleveland Browns. So he is your new head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. And with Kyler Murray coming back, hopefully some really good additions to this team. We'll see how Stefanski has our players playing. Season 1 is finally over, and that is gonna do it for this video. Take care, everybody, and until my next video, I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace out, everybody.